I know that a huge part of your job is liaising and advising and communicating with people around you, providing support to staff, sharing information with stakeholders, heads, the SEND governor, is all part of this responsibility. But a considerable aspect of it is in the work that we do to advise and support parents, and how we involve parents in conversations about their children and about their children's needs. Now, the reason I'm making a video about this is because I think it's not always an easy thing to do. In fact, quite often it's not a very easy thing to do. And I wanted to offer some thoughts and some advice about how to keep those conversations purposeful and productive whilst being sensitive and tactful. I think the first thing that it's really important to acknowledge is that no matter how approachable we think we are as teachers and as people, parents can sometimes be very concerned about coming into school or about having a conversation, even over the phone, about their child. I think that it prompts all kinds of feelings, worry, sometimes guilt, sometimes it brings up memories of school that possibly weren't pleasant for those parents. And I think it's important to remember that we're teachers. We are used to talking to groups of people, and we do have a certain degree of authority. And I think that in itself can sometimes feel a little bit forbidding. And so I think it helps just to acknowledge that when you go into school as a parent who's got a worry, a concern, it's not necessarily easy to put aside your own feelings and just have a factual kind of conversation. Emotion's always going to be involved. The second thing is that children are really often quite different at home and at school. And I know we've been going through this time where home is school and children have been working online at home for prolonged periods of time. But the bottom line is that the structure, the physical environment, and the way a school is set out and organised feels very different, and I think promotes a very different set of responses in children than the home environment. When a parent is voicing a concern, or when a parent is invited to come and talk to you about their child, it's really important, I think, to create some common ground that recognises that what they might see as their child's issues and difficulties, they might not look the same as what we see. And so it's important, I think, to invite them to describe to us what it is that they're noticing, and possibly avoid asking them for their opinion on what they think that means, on what they think that should lead to, or what they think they want as a response to what they've noticed. I think the first point of call in this conversation or set of conversations is what it is that they see that makes them reassured and happy about their child's experience at school, and what it is that they see that is worrying them. And then if we listen to that and respond to that, we can have a basis for an ongoing conversation that may need to involve other people. You may need to do observations at school. You may need to do diagnostic tests. You may need to involve other specialists in doing that as you move forward. Building a relationship is about being open to listening to what that parent has to say, inviting them to explain to us what they've seen, what they think, and to work with us in creating the best possible environment we can and the best possible set of conditions we can to help their child thrive and learn and progress and achieve at school, because ultimately that's what it's all about, isn't it? I think the other part of all this, of course, is the child or young person concerned. What do they know about their parents' concern? What do they know about any observations that we might have made of them? What do they know about the conversations that are taking place? I think that obviously has to be managed sensitively in terms of that child. And there isn't a single way of doing things that works. But what is for sure is that no child wants to feel like they're under a microscope. And so how you manage the child's feelings and understanding of what's taking place is really important too.